call the Thursday, March 17th Board of Education meeting to order at 7:01. Mary, can we have a roll call?
Sure. Chairman Papaholter?
Here.
Vice Chair Nafrio?
Here.
Secretary Sienna? Here. Janet Balsamo? Here. Zachary Canada?
Here.
Kim Dawson? Here. Victoria Lanza? Here.
I think that's a record, 2 meetings in a row. Full attendance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Visitors and press? I like to say press, what press do we have? Visitors? Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, so to start, the Newsies Decennial Accreditation Report was provided to Nbhs. The extensive report is available for public review in the local libraries at Central Office and in the Nbhs Library. Commendations included collaborative efforts on behalf of the town of North Branford and the Board of Education with regards to the planning and construction of a new facility, updated curriculum documents, the development and implementation of the vision of the graduate, the purposeful implementation of flex time and continued success of the Life Skills Program and the Bridges Program. Nbhs seniors are scheduled to present their Capstone Projects on March 9th and April 6th in 30-minute segments between the hours of 1 and 3 p.m. Faculty will provide feedback and use a rubric to score each presentation. Students were required to complete a series of steps prior, including submitting a proposal, journal entries, and a reflective paper. This portion of the project was the culminating event for this important experience, focusing on career exploration. And juniors are scheduled for the Connecticut School Day SAT on March 29th. When preparing, students completed embedded tasks during their English and mathematics classes, along with targeted practice using Khan Academy that links students' PSAT performance with SAT practice items. This year, juniors have also been provided with a series of activities during flex time in order to better prepare for the test format and the successful completion of questions within the assessment. And finally, the Nbhs Drama Club production Newsies is scheduled for March 31st to April 2nd and features collaborative efforts of several staff and student groups. Retired Nbhs educator Mrs. Genzano has continued as the director of the spring musical. The Nbhs art and tech departments have continued to design and construct sets for the production. During 2022 to 2023, an existing tech ed course, see Nbhs Program of Studies, Advanced Construction, will include more specifics to set design and construction in order to better ensure a wide range of students who may opt for this elective.
Nice.
Exhale. It was one breath. Yeah. What was your capstone? What are you doing?
So I presented yesterday. For my capstone, I used Dream Team with Ms. LaCroix, so I went to 3 different classes at JHS and TBS. I had a 1st grade class, a 2nd grade class, and a 5th grade class. So I used that to kind of see more about elementary education and also child development because I'm looking to go into child psychology. And then for my product, I wrote like a little children's book about like my last day at one of the classes that I go to with a bunch of memories from it. And then I had all of the kids' names in there, and then they illustrated their own page, and then I got it like printed. So
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Really cute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah. You know, and I like to put you on the spot. You're always prepared.
She's ready for you.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, Brayden, you could go if you want. I mean, you're welcome to stay for all this fun.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to amend the consent agenda of the March 17th, 2022 Board of Education meeting to include discussion and action under item 6B resignations, item 6E donations, and to include discussion and action under item 9 committee reports, G building committee. In the consent agenda, it will be adding a resignation that the superintendent recommends the approval of the resignation from Miss Anna Maria, somebody help me.
Shinemaker.
Okay. World language teacher at North Branford High School effective June 30th, 2022. And a donation that the superintendent recommends the approval of a donation of a Model 12K shoot-away basketball shooting machine from North Branford Youth Basketball valued at $8,496 with sincere gratitude. So we need a second on that motion.
You included this, didn't you?
No, we'll talk about that under committee reports.
Oh, I know, I thought you included it when you said you were amending, because you said
We're amending the agenda to include it, but that's separate.
No, I know, I just thought you said it, that's what I was questioning. Discussion
So we're adding a resignation and adding a
and a
donation.
donation.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Did we have a swing set, or is that one? Do I remember a swing set?
That was last year.
That was, yeah.
Drone.
Yes. We did the,
No, there was one at Totucket Valley recently too, right?
we did the one at Stanley T a year ago from the PTO. The climbing
Oh, drone, yes.
at Jerome.
Okay, all right, yes, so
That's
just
one at Totucket. I thought there was
discussion,
one at Totucket
We
too.
renovated Kentucky as well.
Right, that's what I
A
thought.
year ago.
swing sets are on my mind, I guess. Okay, but they're not on the agenda, so.
No.
Any further discussion on the consent agenda?
So, before we go, what's this donation on E? Are we talking about it now, or just, did we just do it?
We just did it, it was the
Right,
shoot
the
away
whole thing.
basketball, yeah.
No, this one's
No.
different.
Sorry, it's a
Right here,
different
this
donation.
donation.
No, there's one here.
Oh,
He's
I
talking
meant
about this
before.
one,
Oh, okay.
which is part of the consent agenda. If you have a
Right.
question
Yeah,
about it,
it
now
is.
is the time
Yeah,
to
that's what I
ask.
was- that's
If
what
you
I
have a
was
question
getting
or a comment, now is the time.
The dairy farmer one?
Yes, that's pretty.
Oh, no, that's further down. And I'll read that as we go on to the next thing. I'll report it. So what happened was we had an anonymous person donate $10,000, recommend us to be donated towards the athletic department.
Right.
That's under the
But-
consent agenda.
No.
Right.
I thought you just said it wasn't under the consent agenda.
It's supposed to
It
be.
is under the consent.
It is.
It is.
Oh, I thought he just said
He
it
did,
wasn't. Okay.
It is, but Zach has questions.
Yeah, I
So
just-
that's why I
just-
just want to,
No, but it is
Yeah.
under, it
Yeah,
is
I
under the
understand.
consent
Yep.
agenda.
Yes.
Yep.
So before we vote, or, make a,
We had a motion in the second, so now it's time for discussion,
Yeah, yeah.
questions,
Yeah.
comments, and then we'll
what,
vote.
is there anything like, how does that, what's it, I mean, we've had donations in the past, how does that work? Does it just go into like a general fund?
so it
or
goes
is
into our
it-
student activity account.
Okay.
And then, but if it's earmarked with something like this from the dairy farmers, that it has to be used towards our sports programs.
Right.
What we'll do is we'll divvy the money up with our athletic director,
Mhm.
and then, we'll start to, work
Okay.
our way through that donation to help the teams.
Okay.
The other one was a separate from youth basketball. They've been talking about this for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think the program's healthy again, they're getting good numbers, and they want to donate this shooting machine, which allows kids 3 or 4 to shoot at a time, and it sets up underneath the basket, and it rebounds and shoots
think
the
I see
balls
that.
back out to the players, so you
Pretty
don't
high
need.
speed stuff,
Yeah, it's a nice, very nice donation.
It'll look great in the new high school with the new
Oh, yeah.
rims and the new basket.
Everything.
Is there any kind of like checks we have to make sure that the money's getting appropriated to the right place before being spent?
So-
Or is that-
No, so it'll go right through to the high school, to student activity directly, and it goes into their account.
fair enough?
But I'm also guessing, Zach, when we get audited, they look for things like
That's
donations,
what I mean.
right,
All of
Martha?
that.
Like they
It's,
must, they would
there's
look
gotta be a
for-
line somewhere that says.
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
Through
yeah.
appropriated.
student activity account for them, under athletics, all of that is listed there.
Okay.
And we only approve over a certain amount, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if he does that.
Yeah, right, so
Amount.
if somebody donates a tennis racket, we don't have to approve it, but if it's over $1,000 in value to us, we
Okay.
bring it to the board.
Fair enough. That's all I have.
All right, I think we can take a roll call vote now.
Chairman Papa
Yes.
Vice Chair Nafrio?
Yes.
Secretary Sienna?
Yes.
Gina Balsamo? Yes. Zachary Canada?
Yes.
Kim Dawson? Yes. Victoria Long?
Yes.
No, as I said, we're on to the superintendent's report already.
All right, go ahead.
Would you like me to take over here?
I would.
Okay. There's plenty of recognition, but no recognition at this time. Communications you have under Exhibit B, all of the school reports for what they have been doing. It's been real busy. We've had the Invention Convention. We've had Read Across America Day. There's been a number of things that some of you have been able to get in and see, or you've experienced in the past. So it's been a real busy time, and the beauty of it is we're really getting back to a normal sense of running activities and kids being able to enjoy and be around each other and gather. And there's certainly a new energy in the buildings in the last 2 weeks. So it's been wonderful to witness firsthand. If there's any questions for any of the administrators that are here tonight about individual things in their buildings, they'll gladly answer them.
Just can we go public with where the graduation date's been moved to, possibly, because
April 1st, we announce it.
that's Friday.
April 1st. So I will send an email.
To every parent? You don't have to send it to me, just make sure all.
And then at the
parents know.
April board meeting, you'll vote on it.
They have to wait till we vote on it.
But I'll tell
Can
you.
you just get it, because people are making travel plan, like, or have family coming in and it was changed by a considerable amount, because I think it was on a Friday and now it's not, definitely not
We should
on a
have 3
Friday.
days. We should add 3 days, right?
Right, but it's changing it 5 days roughly.
No. So we've had 3 days. I'm at
Right, but-
182.
The weekend, yes.
I only have
It
to
goes
go.
through the one,
I only have to go 181. So I'm not sure at this point right now if we're gonna go that one extra day.
okay,
So I don't wanna put something out
no,
before
that's okay, just if
I
April 1,
converse with
that's
the
fine.
board. Yes.
Yeah, April 1 is fine, I just wanna make sure, because more than a few parents have approached me and asked, and I know we had 3, but I didn't have obviously a date, and I didn't wanna speak out of school, so April 1 is the date, and we're on next Friday.
So
we're-
originally it was June 10th.
It was a
Yes.
Friday.
So the latest it will be
Is
at
the
this point
15th.
is the 15th.
Right.
Is the
Well-
latest.
Maybe not.
The latest.
Well,
Maybe
why
not.
don't we just wait till Friday
If
next
I
week?
come to the board and say that I've satisfied the requirements by the state of Connecticut with 181 days, and you say, okay, let's not go that 182nd day, we could move a day.
That's why I
But
said the
that's something I
latest.
want to wait
Right.
and
But again,
cue you
yeah,
in
yeah,
on,
that's
that
fine.
might be coming. So,
That's fine, either way, it's fine.
Vic, turn your
Just as long
camera
as-
off so nobody hears this right now, because there's a big ramification, so no,
Yeah,
so we'll let you
April
know.
1, the school will send out an email, because we're not gonna argue about graduation date for one day.
No.
So parents know. and
Can they
people-
send that out before the board approves it?
They can say based on board approval or pending board.
And if we get a
approval.
massive snowstorm and we go past the day, we'd have to back out of our April vacation, so you're aware of that. If it snows a blizzard in the first week of April, and we have to close for a week, I'm just giving you worst case scenarios, then we would back those out, so April 1st. We're gonna put it to you out.
April 1st, okay. That's all I wanted to know.
All right, budget session. You have the dates under Exhibit C, and I delivered packets, detailed packets today to the town council, just specific line items with everything included, so they have those 2 weeks prior to our date when we go and present. It'll be the similar format. Martha and I will work with the administrative team off of a PowerPoint. We'll go through each department or school, we'll answer questions, and then if the council has specific questions, that would be the time for us to start to discuss any item.
So, can I ask a question? Are we there? I'm just checking because I want to make sure I'm in the right spot.
March 29th, 7 o'clock. March 29th, 7.
Yep, okay. I got
Everyone
that.
there.
I had the
Yep.
right Tuesday. For some reason, I was getting myself confused. Okay, March 29th I have. All right. For some reason, I thought that it was like this week based on conversations. I don't know why.
This week.
Yeah, So I
Nope.
was second guessing. No
So
problem.
we still have time, March 29th.
We have plenty of time.
Plenty of time. And they have all of the information. And they were instructed that if there were any questions to forward those to us
Yeah.
prior to that. So
That was a lot of pages.
it was a lot of pages.
Yes.
Okay.
I was tongue in cheek joking around with 92, but it was more than 92.
Yes, it was.
I know, I ran them off. Okay, pending request, there's nothing right now that we need to discuss with the town manager, other than the building project and some of the things that are going on that we're working through. I might as well touch on it since I brought it up. For additional parking, they're gonna need 100 spots at the location as the additional trades come on. We've done an amazing job working with the high school team to retrofit our current parking space with taking out islands and curbs with Fran Marola and Public Works. We want to keep our students on campus, so our non-negotiable is moving our drivers, our students off of the campus. So we met with the Catholic Church behind Nbhs the other day. They proposed an amount to rent their front parking lot. We discussed it and we're not real happy with that amount. So we looked at an alternative to the top half of the hill to put the workers up there. We could do some real minor landscaping work to make it appropriate to park cars there for the next
What hill?
12 weeks up behind
Behind
Nbhs,
yeah.
the top of the sledding hill. So we would put the cars up there, run them 2 all the way down, and keep them on the hill. We would put a path in down to the construction site, and we'd have the ability to keep them up there.
How many spots are you talking?
100 at the maximum, but don't forget, we're going into June, so we'd really only need for April, May, half of June. We get through the summer without any worries, we come back, and then they would go back, up on the hill.
Right, and then once we go into the school, do we still have the same flow of cars?
It will be demolition then, so we'll start the demolition, but that will be towards the latter part of next year. So once the trades move out, that's the lion's share of the parking. It's the electricians, the bricklayers, demolition will be much different. And then we keep that for.
Does it change the car flow though? Do you know what I mean? Are we coming in the same way, like, you know what I mean?
So that's a good question. So
In September, is that what you're asking?
After we go into the new school.
into the new school, then that road should be accessible all the way around, which would
Right.
change the flow.
Which will greatly improve.
Help us, because we can go right
Yes,
through.
it's very difficult
Yeah.
being able to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and people just aren't used to not being able to drive
Yeah,
under the bridge. It's a whole training of the mind. I still pull in there like,
So we're okay with the student parking and teacher parking
Yes.
in the fall when we start
yes.
school?
We
We're just doing
made it clear
temporary
to Gilbane
worker parking
that
on Cuda.
our kids are gonna park, our staff's gonna park, our construction workers are gonna walk.
Okay.
And that's, I think, a very fair compromise. And we're gonna make it so that it's safe, it's,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna put anybody at risk. But they're gonna come up and down the hill to go into work. So,
Is there a place for them to drop off gear and stuff, or then?
we have 5 or 6 additional trailers set up in the backside. So if you pull into the high school parking lot tomorrow, you'll see one in the far corner. And then you'll see another 4 or 5 over the next 10 days lining up along that back fence there. And we've coned off that area to keep the cars
Oh,
away
that's
from
why
it.
there's.
Right, so now that's less student parking, right?
Well, we added student parking.
So whatever we lost there is added was on the sides, because I saw that you
Yes.
took out the grass and
Yep,
added.
we took all that out, so we
So
didn't.
that equals what we just lost?
Yep, we haven't
Okay.
lost any. All of our kids still have their spots.
Okay.
And then once we start getting heavy with trades, we're gonna put them up on the hill. Or in the church if they negotiate. We're praying. All right. Any questions on parking? We also have the large mound of dirt that we're in the process of moving that was encroaching on our lacrosse field. And Gilbane was really good. The guy was out there in the rain today moving a massive mound of dirt in the pouring rain, and it's miserable. And then what they'll do is they'll back sod any area that they need to and have it ready for Saturday, because we start practice Saturday. So the guy's probably still down there right now in the dirt, moving with a flashlight. But they've been really responsible. The administration, I know, will speak to Gilbane, really communicating, working with you, and making sure that all of our needs are met.
We communicate with Kevin often.
Yep.
When things come up in April 12th, we have a meeting with school personnel, and Rusty and Gilbane talk a lot about the things that you just asked, and also our transition or our move, and we're doing our classrooms and things we're planning. So we're doing that early April in preparation for the move in December, January, February, wherever that happens. So we'll ask about some of those things that you just asked about too.
Yeah, the kids are good. You're gonna feel their energy even in the fall, knowing that they're moving over.
Oh, yeah, wait till the bricks start going up.
Well,
It's gonna be,
It's gonna almost be hard to keep them learning, right? Because they're gonna be looking.
it's gonna be quick. All right, summer camp update, we're up and running again. We're gonna run 8 to 4 in the summer months. Again, we're not gonna offer extended day. It was much more successful. Everything will be done online. The theme is going to be a spin-off Wet n Wild Junior Camp. We did Wet n Wild a few years ago. There'll be a number of off-campus activities. That's something we're really proud of. We have a number of staff members that work the camp, a lot of our certified staff, non-certified staff, and it's just a healthy opportunity for our youngsters, and then we hire a lot of our current students to work at the camp as well. So it's a real North Branford feel, and it's been really successful.
Those
And that'll
camps are
start
so
at the end of the
great.
school year over at Tucket, and we'll work around the camp to do our cleaning and everything else. So what we'll do this summer is we'll clean in pairs. We'll spend less time at the high school because we're just gonna get it spot cleaned and ready for the start of the year, but we're not gonna do any repairs or anything like that. So that crew will move up and work with Tuckett and Jerome to have extra sets of hands, so we have all our guys working, plus our summer help will be there too. So we have a plan in place already for that. Okay?
That camp is so great.
It is, the kids love it. It's really organized and it's professionally run, so it's great to be around. That's it for my report, unless I missed something, no?
Okay.
Committee.
There was no negotiations, and there won't be for what, another year and a half?
The fall.
Another year,
Another year?
less than a year. But anyway, okay, it's coming
early
up.
September.
It's the fall. We're back to teachers.
Teachers.
Teachers are next.
I feel like we just did that.
We just did all of them, so if you feel like you
We
just
did
did
3 years ago.
negotiations, we just did every bargaining unit. And now it's, yeah,
We're at the beginning.
the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we'll have a little break after that.
That's what you keep telling me. And then I said we have a
You
break.
keep signing up for the committee, so it's working, right?
No, okay. Budget. That's you, Martha.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. Take it away.
You have your report in front of you. Update on the new financial system. I just spent 3 full days, very long days, in my office with other staff members. We went through the general ledger, the budget development, requisitions, purchase orders. And what we were doing is we were actually going through the system and setting up the processes and the steps and who will see what and the internal controls behind that. So while it was, very interesting to see, it was also very, very detailed and granular. So we got a lot out of the way in the sense that we kind of have a roadmap of which role you're going to have as the end user and what in those different modules that I just mentioned you will be able to see. And now we're working on what you will be able to do and then the differences between those. So it's moving along very well. We're still on target for July 1st for the financial system, and we're hoping January 1st for payroll, although we haven't even started that yet. Our next training session is Monday, so it'll be another all-day behind closed doors session. And then after that, we're moving into what they call the sandbox, and they're going to, so our vendors will be in there, our account numbers are in. We gave them our beginning budget for the current year just so that we have numbers to work with. And they're going to give us things that we have to go in and do, different processes, transactions, reports to run as different people so that we could see the process, make sure it's going through okay, and what kind of problems we're running into or things that need to be addressed. So it is very exciting to see how the blocks are being put together.
I have a ridiculous question, but
Yeah.
it might not be. So our software and town councils talk now, right?
They don't talk. They are still 2 separate entities. And the people at Munis are going to tell us how so basically what you mean when you say talk is for us to balance between the 2. So when we ask them for X amount for our payroll run or for our accounts payable run, they'll see it, and then when they credit or debit our accounts, we'll see it. So Munis right now is trying to figure out the best way to do that.
Okay.
So even though we're on the same system, it's probably going to be like an import-export kind of thing.
Okay.
Because we're not on the same database.
My other question is, when it comes time for budget season, can we electronically submit our budget to them as opposed to killing the whole forest? Right? Like, I don't know if we can, but it would seem to make sense if we vote on it, we finish it, we electronically submit it along with, right? No?
When you say electronic, what I just hand delivered with paper?
Instead of
Today?
hand, and that was huge.
Well, the only thing that we're cautious about is once it gets out electronically, Bruce, that where it could go? I mean, we always did the paper copy and got it to you for that reason.
We
That-
will still have to do the PowerPoint that I do to basically summarize.
Yeah.
So that it's more understandable to everybody.
Yeah, it's easier to ingest.
But, I mean, we could even do a PDF
That's what I'm
of that
saying.
report that we sent
that's what I'm
today.
saying.
You don't
but-
want
PDF
to, you don't want to stop doing the PowerPoint like we just did. We still were.
No.
Yeah, we
No,
still do
I
that.
want to send it to them electronically as opposed to handing all that paper.
Can be done as a secure document.
Right.
they have
That-
So we
yeah.
can,
Password protected.
Export this.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Sorry,
asking.
but once we approve the budget that we're sending them, it becomes a public document, so why does it have to be so secure?
well,
I mean, because we put it up
You
on
want
the
it
board.
non-editable.
Well, you
Some
haven't-
line items are not public.
you haven't seen
Oh, you're
some of
talking
them.
about giving, you're
The
not just talking
specific-
about what you presented to us.
No,
You're
that
talking
goes on
about-
our website, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but town council needs the line item, so if we
Right.
sent it to them in a secure document, I think that would be easier than copying all those copies, because honestly, someone could just leave it on the table, right? So I just think it's traceable when you send it electronically. So you can send it out, you could have it password protected or however, you know they got it, it's time stamped.
Like I sent one electronically to the town manager, and then I delivered
The hard-
copies for
hard
every board
copies.
member. That's how I did it.
But
Yeah.
if each council member wants a hard copy, you're still printing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They
we
have
would
to be
still.
willing to read it off of the computer screen. They
And
may
not all the
be
council
willing to
members
read
do.
it.
They
Right.
don't.
Some people
Well,
like
then they
having
Vince
request
does.
it, right, but then they could request it and you might not have to do as many copies, right? Like, cause they have it in secure and I just like the tracing of it, right? Like, I think,
Yeah,
I
we
like
can
the
certainly-
tracing of it more
So
than
it's
anything
stamped,
else.
mine that went to town halls.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
we
I
got it
gotcha.
to you, it's stamped, our packet's submitted.
Right.
If you want us to make a copy, let us know how many. If you have any questions, let us know how many. But at least they have a package and we could see the flow of it.
We can do that.
It's a lot of pages.
I know.
Yeah, and I do, you
carries
have to have the PowerPoint because it makes it more digestible and
Yeah.
it explains the detail in the budget.
Right.
Okay,
As far as current year budget, we are in good budget standing. I did list the notable objects for you to look at. The non-certified staff right now, it appears on your report that it's in the negative, but there is an issue with the encumbrances. They're showing up too large. So what I mean by that is some of the 10-month staff had actually encumbered them for, as if they were a 12-month. So there's an error there, but I can't fix it. So I have a help request out to CMT, who is our current software help.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for them to
Okay.
get back to me. So
Okay.
even though it appears in the negative, I know there is definitely an issue there.
Okay.
We-
It just popped up all of a sudden?
It was there last month too, and if you go back on your report,
Yeah.
it's noted, I'm just not sure
But we don't know why,
Verbally said it.
no, we just don't know why it triggered.
I've been having problems with the payroll encumbrances this year, and I'm not sure why. Even though they're payroll encumbrances are done through the financial system, and for whatever reason, it's not behaving.
Yeah.
So, just another reason to move to the new
Yeah,
software.
I know, yeah, I know. I was just curious if you knew why it like triggered.
Yeah,
or
unfortunately,
if there
I
was a
don't.
formula or an algorithm that was.
Our
We have the corrected
substitute,
number on that, Mark?
I'm sorry?
We know the corrected number, obviously, I'm guessing.
I don't know off the top of my
I mean,
head.
But it's like somewhere housed and, it says negative here.
I'll have to, what I'm gonna have to do is go through each employee one by one to make sure they're accurate.
That sounds
Yeah.
right.
Substitute teachers, we are currently over budget. That is not estimated, we really are $39,000 over our budgeted amount. And as we continue through the year, of course, that number will grow, so that will require a transfer.
Is that just COVID related, sick related?
We have a lot of
Maternity?
maternity, we have a lot of family medical
Okay, it's a
leaves and.
mix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't. always-
Unplanned stuff.
Let's see, a bit of good news. We did get our final invoice for workman's compensation, and it actually came in lower than what I had anticipated, so there is no more overage in that line. And we do have a slight balance there, so that is good news. Let's see. You could read through, I mean, there's some that the copier lease we continue to look at, because for whatever reason, there's an uptick in the number of copies that are currently being made, so we are watching that.
You just printed that budget out.
I did. Let's see, student transportation, special ed transportation, right now, the outsourced piece is running higher than what we had budgeted, as well as the non-public special ed tuition. Heating oil is currently $10,000 over budget. We have $31,000 in open POs. Hopefully with the warm weather and spring right upon us, that will
Shut them down.
shut it down. Let's see.
Nothing you can do.
No, when you think
yeah.
of your home and heating your home versus 480,000 square feet of buildings here, it's staggering.
That says what it is, what it
Yeah.
is.
Let's see. Really, that's the new stuff. That's new from last month. The other things have been on your report. So if you have any questions,
Yep.
just let me know.
Curriculum, where's Tracy?
Tracy is not here this evening, and she had a very simple procedure. She's doing great, she's fine, everything's good, but tonight I gave her the night off.
Oh, good.
So she's doing
Not
well.
good that she had that, but,
Yeah.
okay, good. I was just looking for her because she usually does curriculum. Okay.
Is for line, what is that, 626, for diesel, what is that? Is that we paying for the fuel for the buses? or-
Yes.
It is, we pay for the fuel, but we, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if they package that in the whole.
No, we pay for it because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I think we're responsible for the first
90,000
90,000 gallons.
Okay.
And then anything beyond that, they would, but
Hopefully we got the 90 before it was, went
$5.
on. Yeah.
We buy horses, and they ride to school.
Yeah, exactly. We're changing our transportation. Okay. Pension? No pension? Policy?
We met with our new team, our new legal team. We gave them documents that they were taking back to Shipman, and they are gonna put dates out for our policy committee to meet based on availability of our board members.
Okay, and they're coming next month.
And they are coming next month to
Okay.
present, yes?
Perfect. Okay, Janet, ACES?
Okay, our meeting was mostly budget approvals. We get them a number of meetings, so we had, I think, 9. We approved security budget, the assistant executive director of schools budget, network services budget, fiscal services budget, transportation budget, Mill Academy, village school, and village EIBI budgets. So those were approved at our board meeting, and I cannot remember. Oh, and we talked about a real estate matter in executive session. So, and that was our board meeting.
Thank you for going to that.
Yeah,
That was a lot of budgets.
it was, and we have more next month. So that's just we usually have like 3 meetings of budgets.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of different schools and a lot of different parts.
Yeah.
Big.
So, yeah, it's
Big
amazingly big.
Yeah. Building committee?
Well, tonight we previewed the colors schemes
I loved it.
and looking good. And next week they're going to be previewing furniture for the new high school. And then report back to the board. Everything's progressing nicely. They put the final name up?
Yes.
Yes,
Ceremony
that was interesting.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. The kids
That was
enjoyed it.
interesting.
Staff enjoyed it, so.
We're going to make a motion for
Sure.
Let's make a motion to approve an additional $4,087,605.
89.
Sorry, 605 for increased construction costs related to the accepted bid alternates, additional hazmat remediation and bonding for the high school project as recommended by the building committee and approved by town council.
second. Any discussion? Yep. Mary, I'll give you my copy. Did you?
Scott just
Okay.
scanned it.
Yeah, it was already approved by the council.
We don't have the authority to add $4 million to the
no,
project. I wish we did. but-
No, we have to vote on it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, so it's a no.
it's a no-brainer. Yeah, so it's not a roll call vote, it's an all in favor
That's what
vote.
I thought I heard, but wasn't sure.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Who did the second?
I did.
Yes, okay. Okay, that is that. What's an executive session item?
I have a request for a leave that I need to share.
Okay, all right, so why don't we move executive session to the end, we'll do visitors and press. Okay, good to the board?
Oh, I'd like to add something.
Go
I
ahead.
had the opportunity to tour all of the schools.
Shannon.
And we started off at the high school and went to the middle school one day, and then another day we went to Jerome Harrison, and our final day was at Totucket Valley. So it's been a long time since I've been and had the pleasure of going into the schools, but we're talking about 70s and 80s, so it's been a little time. And I was pleasantly surprised to see everything there, and just the kids and the interaction with the kids at all levels,
Yeah.
with each other, with the staff. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I was really, really impressed. I've been talking about it since. I really have.
Did you look at the kitchens?
I did.
We're in every kitchen.
Yes, of course, yep.
Also fresh.
Yes, I did, and, you know, you could see some of this, so the Jerome Harrison has a really nice kitchen, it's well equipped, it has everything
Yeah.
there. And Totucket Valley's the same, and I would say the same for the intermediate school.
Okay.
You know, at the high school, we know it's getting changed.
They will have a wonderful kitchen.
Right, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think it's needed.
Okay,
So
good.
it'll be nice.
Okay.
So in that offer for our other two board members, at any time to, based on your convenience and schedules, I am wide open and I'll make my schedule available to take the tour. And I know the staff really appreciated seeing the board member walking through, and we do it when the students are there. It's better that way to see it live and to see the interaction with the kids and in operation. So I'll put it out there and you just email me what works and we'll make it happen. And thank you, I appreciate you taking your time to do that.
I appreciate it. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say Jerome had Rita Plus Miracle Day
Oh, yeah.
on March 4th, it was Friday. It was Candyland, so I know it was very successful. My son was sick, so he did not attend.
Oh.
I got pictures from his class, and everyone had fun, so that was a great day.
We had recross the World Day at Totucket Wednesday? Thursday? Wednesday is today, Thursday. Wednesday, and it was adorable. They did, they had passports that all the kids got, and they got to visit different countries. So their theme was kind of dressed as a tourist, or a country that you're from, or a country that you're interested in. So that was really cute, and they came home with different stamps in their passports for other countries that they got to visit in the different sections of the school. So that was really cute too.
I thought the
And we're
100
doing
days.
Ireland tonight.
Oh.
Patrick's Day. Somebody drum roll, please, 'cause I'm missing on everything tonight.
I liked the 100-day celebration of having the younger ones dress up. Dress up like they were 100 years old. It was really cute. It was really cute.
And it was nice that it raised so much money for the brain cancer. I don't know, it was a foundation, I'm not sure exactly where it went, but we just got to
The
notice.
gold,
They wore blue, they wore gold and gray.
For
School,
brain
and
cancer.
then, I think that went across multiple schools.
It did.
They raised over $1,000.
We did, and that was a
It was
wonderful
wonderful.
event. That's the second year that we've done that. It's been very successful, and we're obviously doing the one with the town council for the people of Ukraine, and that's our next big fundraiser.
So is each school's gonna do something?
Each school is
and then
doing
the town's
something,
doing
yeah, and it'll all come together from our 4 schools, and then we'll donate it to the cause. 2 different groups that are collecting money, all of it's been vetted, so it's great that we can get everyone involved.
And the high school's doing smoothies now. That picture looked really delicious.
I like the smoothies. Did you try them yet?
I did. Oh, I
Okay,
tried.
and of course you did.
The high school's
I did.
Of course I did.
Yes, did you?
I had one.
We got
My son tells me nothing. I don't even know if he goes to high school.
No, it's a high school. Mr. Aug, were they only in the high school, the smoothies?
Excuse me?
Are the smoothies only in the high school?
Yeah, they're offering them at the intermediate also.
Okay, so intermediate and high school.
Have been
That's great.
offering
I
at
don't
the intermediate quite a while now.
It was good today. I had one.
I'll ask him about it, because, oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, can I have a motion to, did you want to say something about that? No, okay, can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session?
Yep, I'll make a motion to adjourn to executive session as per section 1-200, 6A of the Connecticut General Statutes to discuss agenda 6D, these 6D leaves.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the leave request of Miss Christina Calandra, mathematics teacher at North Branford Intermediate School, unpaid for the balance of the 2021-2022 school year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next regular Board of Education meeting is scheduled for Thursday, April 14th. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Janice, second. Did you hear?
Good, Vic, thanks
It was such a rush to get out.
for stepping up with that tonight. So you're gonna have somebody, you see.